Touchstone Counseling. Okay, I have the funniest story to share with you, and I'm sharing this with you because it's important for you to understand that sometimes even counselors need to take a dose of their own medicine. Okay, so April is Counseling Awareness Month, and as such, I have been all over social media and TV appearances and talking to my clients about the importance, tips and techniques about maintaining greater mental health and wellness. And one of those tips is to take time for yourself and to disconnect. And one of the ways to disconnect is to put your phone down and put technology down. Turn off the TV, turn off the radio, turn off your computer, turn off the laptop, iPad, telephone, whatever it is. And yesterday I was trying to do this, okay? So I was setting a great example for everyone around me, and I put my phone down and I plugged it in and just left it alone. And I don't know what happened. It was like I blacked out. All of a sudden I realized that I was in my room on the edge of my bed and I was holding my phone and I'm scrolling through Instagram, and all of a sudden the page lands on Ellen DeGeneres. And this is so odd. So there she is, Ellen, smiling at me. I'm smiling back at her because it's such a cute picture. And she's in her living room and she's sitting on the floor and she's cross-legged and she's in her socks. And I realized, as soon as I realized she's in her socks, I can smell her socks. Like, I can smell her socks. It was the strangest experience that I have had. So I'm literally thinking, how in the world is this possible? Like, this is like an out-of-body experience. Like, I can smell her socks right now. It's so bizarre. It was not. It was this sensory experience that sort of snapped me out of what I was doing, and I realized, why am I in here on Instagram right now? I was trying to put my phone down and disconnect. It was not until I took my phone and placed it down that I realized that in the same hand that I was holding the phone, I was also holding my son's sock. So the whole thing made me laugh so hard because for a moment I thought, this is like scratch and sniff. Like, I can smell her socks. I think I'm going crazy. This is how easily we're distracted. I had picked up my son's sock and was headed to the laundry chute to throw it away, to put it down the laundry chute, when I got distracted in a place that is nowhere near the sock or the laundry chute. I got distracted by my phone. I don't know what happened. I don't know how. And I don't know how I landed on Ellen DeGeneres. And it was like telling. It was supposed to happen this way. Because how would I land on a picture with her in her socks and then I smelled socks and I had my sock in my hand? The craziest thing. But it made me realize one of the biggest complaints that my clients talk about is this idea of taking time for ourselves is so much easier to think about than it is to actually do. So in my office, they're charged. I'm going to take, and I always suggest to people to start with 10 minutes. So in my office, they get so excited and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go home, and they're all charged up. And then they come back the next week and they say, I don't know, it was so much harder to do than I thought. I wanted to go for a walk, but then I found my mind was racing. I tried to read a book, but then I kept getting distracted. I get it. This sock and this Instagram picture of Ellen DeGeneres was a perfect example of what happens. I picked up a sock, I was on the way to the laundry chute, and I completely got distracted. It happens. But the lesson here is that as soon as you realize it happens, just bring yourself back to the original intention. That's right, the intention was to put my phone down, to show myself and my kids that I was disconnecting and that I was taking time for myself and doing things around the house that I wanted to do. It helps you to connect to the people around you in a much more genuine way when they know that you're not distracted by things. And it really helps you, the more you do this, to exercise that muscle that teaches us to disconnect and to take the time that we need for ourselves. So when you find yourself, and I do understand that it's going to happen, when you find yourself drifting, when you're taking that first initial 10 minutes, when you find yourself drifting, bring yourself back to that original intention. Take this time for yourself to disconnect, to recharge your batteries. Your brain will thank you and the people around you will thank you. You cannot take care of other people unless you take care of yourself first. And you are the most important person to be able to be there for the people around you, to connect, to laugh, to love, to enjoy them. So I hope that you take this example. Next time you find yourself smelling Ellen DeGeneres' socks on Instagram, put it down, go back to that original 10 minutes, and take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon.